Monique is joyful. Monique is joyful. Welcome to Monique is joyful. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Hello, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I have so much to tell you guys. My name is Monique is Joyful, and if this is your first time watching, please hit that like, share, and subscribe. And what I would like to talk about today, guys, is where have I been this year? Because God, this year has been one for the record books for me so far. And I have so many things I would like to talk to you about, and I'm not going to be able to talk to you about everything all at once because I could talk for a while. So I just want to tell you that I missed being on YouTube. I've been watching YouTube though still, and I'm thankful for all the other creators that put out so much good information and um, also entertainment, because even though I haven't recorded and posted or posted anything, because I have been going through some unexpected health issues, and I just wanted to let you know that I am back. And the health issue that I have been dealing with this year is breast cancer. Um, so I wanted to get on YouTube when I was able to talk and not have many tears about it, when I was able to get back to just talking and being, I was still joyful though. That's the thing about what God can do. Even though like this was the most challenging thing I have ever been through physically in my life, I was still joyful even at the beginning. And I found out in February that I have cancer. I have breast cancer. And how I found out is, first off, I wish I would have bought some tissue, but I'm gonna wear some tissue when you need it. Look, it's not my first time crying online. As if you look at any of my old videos, you'll see it's not my first time. It won't be my last time. I'm sensitive, so hey, it is what it is. But I just want to say that through all of me finding out that I had cancer, and I want to start at the beginning of my story, was just trying to lay down and go to sleep. Basically, I was trying to lay down to go to sleep one night, and I lay on my stomach. So I sleep between my side and my stomach. So I think I laid down and I felt the pain in my chest. In the area where I felt the pain in my chest, that I set up and I touched the area like, oh, what is this? And I felt a hard lump, and it was about, maybe felt like it was about that big in my chest, like about this big in my chest. So excuse my nails. It's all the chemo does that to your nails, like to my nails. Eventually it'll look normal. Sometimes they'll be polished, sometimes they won't be, but uh until they go back to normal, this is the way they'll look till they get better. But um I just want to say, I know I'm all over the place because I don't have like a written script. I just knew I wanted to get back on YouTube, and if I can help someone else and tell you some of the things that I've learned through reading and talking to my doctors, and if I can help encourage someone else, because I was planning on getting on YouTube anyway, but if I can help encourage someone else to not be afraid to go to get a mammogram, because I think they say that you start getting mammograms when you are 40 but younger, if you feel something, or if you have a history of breast cancer in your family, then you will want to start at a younger age getting your mammograms. But see, I wasn't even 40 at the time when I found out that I had cancer. at the time. So, and I didn't know anybody that was in my immediate family or any of my first cousins or anybody that had breast cancer that I know of. So it was shocking, you know. And one thing I can tell you is that this is, I mean, and my story is back and forth. So let me go back to feeling the pain in my chest. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm gonna go get it checked out, and hopefully it's nothing. Maybe it's just a cyst or benign growth, because I read that that could be the what it could be. And because I was younger and hoped that maybe that's, I was hoping and praying that that wasn't the case. But you know I prayed before I knew what it was. Like, I know that God is awesome, and He's been here all my life with me through all of my ups and downs and my trials and tribulations that I've been through. And this, I just prayed that the Lord would just keep me, and to just be all that He already is. And I was going to trust Him no matter what the outcome of my, whether it was cancer, which it could have been, because I didn't know either way at the time, or whether it wasn't. So, to make a long story short, I went through getting I got my mammogram done, and I believe it was like at the end of January that I got my mammogram done. And from there, they looked at it and they're like, well, you're going to have to get an ultrasound. And then from the ultrasound, I had to get an ultrasound is when they take they take the little gel and put it on wherever the area is. And then they take the ultrasound instrument and they rub it on wherever they're looking at on the screen, for whoever doesn't know what an ultrasound is. And a mammogram is where you take your breast and they put it on like this plastic or plexiglass tray that is a scanning machine that takes images of your muscles. And they saw the growth. And at the time, until you get your biopsy done, they really don't know until they take their biopsy and they send it to the lab, and then they test it however they test it, and then that's when you will get a diagnosis. And my diagnosis was breast cancer in my right breast. And from there, my doctor was like, well, for the type of breast cancer that you have, which is the breast cancer I had and I have, is called triple negative breast cancer. And it's triple negative because it's negative for proestrogen and regular estrogen and something else, guys. I don't have this stuff written, so I'm just talking off of the top of my head from what I could remember. But anyway, so my doctor said, because I was like, well, what do I have to do? I was thankful that my cancer was discovered earlier rather than later. It was stage 2. And what I have learned from going to doctors for my cancer is that cancer starts at stage 0. You have stage 0, stage 1, and then stage 2. And then there's different grades, like grade A, B, C. I think it's either A, B, C. It's either A, B, C, or yeah, that's how it goes. A, B, C. I think, guys. Don't, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Well, don't quote me on it, because I'm not a oncologist, and that's the type of doctor that you end up going to see when you have cancer, whatever type of cancer. You end up going to see an oncologist doctor and because that you're an oncologist, which my team, I'm so thankful for. Like, everybody was awesome, from my oncologist, my breast oncologist doctor, my breast surgeon doctor, my plastic surgeon doctor that I met, because you need a plastic surgeon if you're gonna do, well, if you even think about reconstruction, or so they could just tell you your options if you are gonna do any. Well, I have to have surgery. I haven't had my surgery yet, but let me get more into my treatment. I did. I've done, by the grace of God, 16 rounds of chemotherapy, and I was doing chemo from, I believe, the beginning of February, or maybe the middle of February, up until the middle of this past July that just passed. And July 20th was my very last day of chemo, and it was the hardest, especially the beginning of my chemo. It was the hardest physical thing that I have had to experience, as far as like my tiredness, because the chemo that I was on was very strong. And the thing about taking chemotherapy, like the kind that I had, and most people lose their hair, so that's why my hair was short when I showed you my hair before, but that was just because I had been cutting it and wearing it short on and off, and you know what I mean, like let it grow out, and then I end up cutting it. But now it's just my hair is starting to actually grow back now. But yeah, it's pretty short though, you know what I mean? But so after about 10 days, I think they say 10 days to 2 weeks after you start chemo, your hair starts to come out basically. And for me, that was um it was traumatic to know that it was coming out because of medication and being ill, you know. But I was just thankful that, like I said, and I'm gonna probably say it a million times, trillion times throughout my life, that it was discovered earlier rather than later on. Because the thing about cancer, guys, and I think this is why they call it like the silent killer, is because sometimes you don't, a lot of the times you don't feel any different, like until you further along, or you are, if you're fortunate enough to notice like any lumps or feel any pains before you have any symptoms of being sick, then that's a blessing. And please, 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 please do, if you are able to go to the doctor, please go to the doctor and get your regular checkups, your mammograms, your colonoscopies, and whatever else, you know what I mean, that you need to get your, if, and don't be afraid, because honestly, if you can find out earlier rather than later for a lot of cancers, there is a great chance of survival and treatment and remission and cure, you know. And so basically, I just wanted to tell you guys where I've been, and that I will be back on YouTube, and I've missed you. I will be recording again, and I still want to tell you that even in the midst of my tears, because I am a crybaby, out of I've cried happy tears, I've cried scared tears, I've cried, I mean, I done cried a whole mixture of tears since this started. But one thing I can say is, from the very beginning, I just, you just gotta trust God. You know, for me, that's what got me through every situation, and this situation wasn't going to be any different, because God has been so awesome, even in the midst of not feeling good and feeling weak and being tired and being constipated. And I know that's TMI, but anybody who has been on chemo drugs or any other drugs that make you feel super constipated will understand why I brought it up, because it's serious. It's very real. It's really serious, you know. But I just wanted to tell you guys where I've been, and I also want to say thank you for all of my loving family, all my, you know what I mean. I want to say thank you to my husband. I want to thank you, like so many people who prayed for me, people that I don't even know who have prayed for me. Thank you for all the concern, and thank you for just being a blessing in my life. I appreciate every prayer. I appreciate every thought. I appreciate every hug, every just all every any call, any card, any flowers, you know what I mean? And I want to thank my parents. I want to thank my entire family. I want to thank my children. I want to thank my I want to thank everybody who took the time to show up for me, and who showed up for me, and who, I mean, y'all just blessed me. You know what I mean? You just added extra blessings on top of my blessings that I already had. And I really appreciate you. And everybody that so many, I'm so blessed. And I want to just say thank you all. And if I didn't get a chance to ever call you back at the time, if you called me and I haven't called you back yet, or I don't have your number and then deleted, if I've deleted your man, I just want to let you know that I appreciate everything. And I won't ever forget all the love I felt. And I just want to say thank you very much. And there will be more, um, I will have more things posted, because Monique is joyful and I'm still joyful. I'm going to remain joyful. And I haven't had my surgery yet, but I plan on posting more stuff before I have my surgery, so that when I come back, I could talk about other things outside of what I've been going through lately in the last, since this year started, really. So it's been a very interesting year, but it's still been a blessed year. I got to turn 40 this year. God is so awesome. And I also want to thank all of the other people out here, all the other women and men out here that share their stories of cancer on YouTube, that really helped me when I had questions, and I want to be able to help someone else and give information the way I found information, and people shared their stories. And it meant the world to me to hear somebody that was going through what I've been going through. And thank you so much. And I'm so blessed, and I'm crying happy tears right now, because I'm getting better by the grace of God every day. Uh, and I want whoever is watching this that's going through chemo or going through taking medications and feeling ill to know that they're not alone, and that you're in my prayers, whether I ever lay eyes on you or not, you know. And God bless you, and be joyful, because you don't have to have a reason to be joyful. You don't have to have a certain, it's nothing special that has to be going on to be joyful. And that's why I call my channel Monique is Joyful, because no matter what, you gotta do your best to look at the bright side of whatever situation that you're in, and everything's not gonna always be, what we want it to be. Because if it was, life would be too easy, because everybody life, nobody would go through nothing if we could choose how our lives will look. You know what I mean? It'll just be rainbows and fairy tales and candy corn. And I said candy corn. I didn't write this candy, and I said it would be whatever you like all the time, right? But that's why we have God, to lean on Him, and not just when we going through things, but all the time. You know what I mean? In the midst of your biggest joy, thank God. In the midst of your biggest pain, thank God and trust God, and He will see you through however it's supposed to go. And I just wanted to put that out there, because I wouldn't have made it through what I had to go through as far as even the chemo and stuff, if it wasn't by the grace of God and just waking up every day, just thank God for your health. Thank God for your life, whether you are healthy every day, no matter, thank God because He is awesome, even in the midst of everything that could be going wrong. And think about everything that's going right, because we could always dwell on what ain't what we want it to be. Like I could have said, well, you know, I gotta go through this, and I haven't done this to my body, I haven't done that to my body. But I looked around and I seen so many younger people, and I know it was younger people going through the same thing, you know, and they're doing it to the best of their ability. And who am I to complain when God has been so awesome to me for so every day, even in the midst of my storms? I would have to say this physically was my biggest storm and my biggest test so far. And He carried me all the way through it, and He's still carrying me. And that's why, if I can encourage someone and let you know that you are not alone, no, despite your circumstance or whatever you're going through, whatever you lacking, God can give it to you. There's nothing that God can't do, and it's nothing that God can't heal. Even if your healing is not the type of healing that you will want it to be, God is still so awesome, you know. And my channel is, for people who just now saw my channel, I'm not a pastor, or I don't know the Bible front and back, and I can't tell you everybody in the Bible, but I just know how awesome God has been to me. And that's all I can give a testimony on, that every day, all day, because He is more than a miracle worker. He is more than, I don't even have the right word for how awesome God is, even in the midst of our storms. He is everything still. You know what I mean? He is everything still to me. And when I look over my life, it's nothing that mattered to me that God hasn't, anything good in my life or anything great in my life is by His grace, you know. And I've been through different trials like we all do, and just keep the faith, you know. And if you got your life and you got your mental health and you got your spiritual health, even if you don't have your physical health the way you want it, you know, or even if you have all three of those things, then you got everything, and nothing can stop you from anything as long as you put your faith in God and trust Him and know that, yeah, you don't have to be perfect to for God to love you, because He loves us as we are. You just have to seek Him, for yourself. And that's one thing that I just wanted to get off of my chest and tell you guys. I'll be back, and it's things I want to talk about for my fellow survivors, because I plan to I'm a survivor already. I survived 16 rounds of chemo by the grace of God. So, amen. I have to, guys, when you talk in front of the camera, look, this is getting posted. I don't know if I'm looking in the right place or not. It's been a while since I've done this, but I just want to say thank you to all of the cancer warriors out here and the different warriors out here who have lupus, who have all types of autoimmune illnesses, and that keep on smiling and keep on, and that even encourage me. And I want to thank my cousin. I want to thank I've been so blessed. I want to thank everybody. Like, it's like if I wrote down everybody's names, but you know who you are to me. You know what I mean? I want to thank my best friend slash sister slash best friend. I want to thank Man, I got so many people that I just want to say thank you. I already thank my parents. Thank you. I already thanked my husband, my children. I just want to say thank y'all so much because thank my cousins that I got a lot of cousins and I want to thank all of them because it's some people who called me that I done misplaced your number. I haven't had a chance to call you back yet. And I just want to tell you that I heard the messages and it touched my heart. I want to thank everybody who sent me. I want to thank my aunties. You know what I mean? I just thank you so much. Thank y'all. And I know I told you if I could see you in person, I told you thank you in person. But if you're out of town and I couldn't thank you in person because I haven't seen you in person, I just want you to know that I love all of y'all. I pray for everybody, and I appreciate everybody. And thank y'all. And please hit that like, share, and subscribe. And there's going to be more. I'm have some useful information for anybody that is going to go through any type of chest, breast surgeries. I have some information I want to share on my next post. So that'll be coming soon, actually. And I love you guys. And please hit that like, share, and subscribe. Monique is Joyful. And that's what's been going on with me this year. So I'll see you soon. Bye bye.